the party master on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.
Good morning to our friends in the United Kingdom. Hi to our friends in the United States of America, where we are, all across the United States. And hi to our friends over there in Canada. Big ups to Jamaicans as well back at home. So Inner Circle is celebrating some big things. And not only the 50-odd years that they've been in the business, but also the release of a brand spanking new song, which features, as we mentioned, TeeJay, the DJ. And that promises to be something to look forward to. Believe you me, there's a lot of anticipation surrounding it. Going to be talking to a number of guests here today. We already see Mr. Lewis, DB Lewis in the building, and he'll be our first guest around about 7:30. He's CEO of Circle House Studios. At 8 o'clock this morning, we speak with the Consulate General of Jamaica to Miami, Mr. Oliver Mayer. He'll join us at 8 o'clock. Hey, the big ship Captain Freddie McGreggor is also on our schedule for around about 8 o'clock this morning, and we'll definitely get a chance to speak with the Inner Circle Band and TeeJay. That's coming up at 9 o'clock. Guess who we're going to be running into? Well-known attorney at law from Jamaica. He has been practicing in the Florida region for quite some time. Mr. Lloyd Stanbury, Vice President, Island Society for Promotion of Artistic and Cultural Education. Lloyd is going to be joining me around about 10, make that 9:30. Konshens, who's based in Florida these days, is also on my itinerary. And Mr. Bombastic Shaggy is also on the agenda. So we've got a loaded program. As we always like to say, what you want is what you get, and what you get is more than you bargained for. Keep it locked. We thank you for joining us right here. Of course, the time is now just about a half a minute after the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're an Up and Go. My name is Richie B, broadcasting from Florida this morning. And we're here at Circle House Studios. I'm in Studio B. And we're here for a big occasion, the official launch of a new single from the big band called Inner Circle. And that features TeeJay, and some other things are happening that we wanted to tell you about. And so we're here to share all of that with you. Right now, though, we are joined by the Consulate General of Jamaica to Miami. And we've had him on the program before. It's really nice to have him today. Good morning, Mr. Oliver Mayer. Good morning, sir.
Richie B, good to be back on the program.
Always a pleasure to have you, Consul General. How's your morning so far?
Very good. I just had my Blue Mountain coffee. I'm raring to go. Looking forward to being a part of the Inner Circle celebration today and celebrating their new single and video, Riches. We are free. So
yes, it has a ring to it now, Consul General, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It does. You know, and there's nothing wrong with prosperity and enjoying better things in life.
Most definitely. Before I get into the meat of the matter, just to say that I have been promised my own cup of coffee, and I particularly requested Blue Mountain coffee. The reason I don't have it yet is because I'm really not quite ready for it. So it's not that I have a difficulty getting my own cup of coffee. So I'll be able to boast about the taste of it, like I'm sure that you would do, right?
Richie, there are some things that, you know, in the morning I confess, sometimes I forget to kiss my wife. Sometimes I forget to kiss my daughter, but I've never ever forgotten to drink my Blue Mountain cup of coffee. Yeah.
Okay, you take your Blue Mountain coffee very, very seriously. And you know, they say that if you give your wife a kiss on the cheek before you go to work every morning, you end up living longer. Did you ever hear that?
Well, I'm hearing it for the first time, but I believe it. I believe it, and I'm seeing it more and more every day.
All right,
so,
wonderful.
Yeah.
let us now get on to some more serious matters, though. What has it been like for you, Oliver Mayer, serving as Consul General for Jamaica here in this region?
Richie B, I tell you, it's been an amazing experience. I can tell you that the love and support here in the community has been overwhelming from day one. When I came here in October 2018, and the community has really rallied behind us at the consulate. And one of them actually, you know, Inner Circle has been a part of that family. I mean, I can always look forward to a call from Abibe Lewis at some point inviting me to an event. And Uncle Roger. I mean, just 1 month ago, I was at an event with him, and you know, he sat me down and he said, "Listen, man." He gave me some compliments and he gave me some feedback, which priceless. And so I must say it has been an amazing experience. And Jamaicans can be confident that the diaspora is alive and well.
Mm-hmm. For sure. They have a lot to celebrate as a band, 50 odd years in the business, and the fact that Cops is now back on television, their hit song Bad Boys, definitely a part of that. It's a whole lot going on for them, and obviously you have stayed in touch with them whilst you have been here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Abiba is quite active in the market, support marketing different events, and he calls me, he gets me involved, and you know, so I always see Inner Circle around the place, and their songs they perform quite a bit in the community as well. I was there in 2018, Richie B, when they celebrated 50 years. In fact, I just come to the community, so I was in November, and I was there, quickly meet everybody, and they were very welcoming, and they're definitely a force, continue to be a force to reckon with in the market.
Well, they're all listening to you right now, Oliver, and whether it be a compliment or a comment, I want you to say something to Inner Circle as they celebrate today.
Listen, Inner Circle, the foundation of the music, and they are not just there as persons who have laid the foundation, but they're ensuring that the younger ones coming up get the support they need. They're always willing to give back, to offer advice, to be involved, to guide the younger generation. And it's a positive element for reggae music, which has put Jamaica on the map. And I want to salute them, each of them personally, thank them for their support to me as Consul General, and for what they're doing for Jamaica and Jamaicans around the world. We appreciate you, my brother.
Absolutely. We endorse that. Now, Consul General, what are some of the services that you provide to Jamaican citizens in Florida?
All right. You know, our bread and butter really is with passports. A person's come to have their passports renewed. Those persons who, for example, Jamaicans who have had their children here in the States, and they're like their kids to be Jamaican citizens, we also facilitate that process. In fact, we have a citizenship ceremony, which we crafted 2 years ago, a welcome ceremony for those who have become Jamaican citizens, and we have nostalgic folk songs, nice poems, and we welcome them into the Jamaican family. We deal with things like, of course, our involuntary returnees, aka deportees. We manage that. And the consulate gets involved in any business that involves Jamaica or Jamaicans. I mean, next week, we from time to time, people will come, you know, court cases, evidence. You know, we work closely with Jamaica Tourist Board. We work closely with JAMPRO to drive investments to Jamaica. We're heavily involved in the cultural arm. In fact, this evening, we're part of a team welcoming Shelley and Fraser Price. Her Pocket Rocket Foundation is being launched here in the States, and we're going to be supporting that. You know, we had a recent Heritage Awards where we awarded excellence in the community. So, and representational, where, you know, I mean, on any given week, we may be involved in 6 to 8 big events that the community will ask us to be a part of, to support and represent on behalf of the government here.
Yes. You know, we really want to commend you. You're fully immersed in this region and making sure that Jamaica is well represented. I want to commend you, Oliver Mayer, on the work that yourself and your team have been putting in. And we implore you to keep on keeping on. I want to thank you for being my guest at this time. And definitely take good care until we talk again sometime soon.
One important thing I forgot to mention is that when Sharon Burke runs into a problem, she calls me at 11 o'clock in the night. How could I forget that part?
She's going to get you for that. You know that, right?
She's going to get me, right? We love Sharon, and we thank her for everything that she does for the music. And Richie B, thank you as well. Always a pleasure to be on the bridge and ensuring that we continue to keep that connection going. One love.
Most definitely. Thank you so much, Oliver Mayer. That's, of course, a chat with the Consul General of Jamaica to Miami, Mr. Oliver Mayer, right here on the bridge, 99 FM. We give you borderless connections, and we are big on the diaspora, of course, as you very well know. We're all across the world at www.thebridge99fm.com. We're also streaming at www.irijamradio.com, and we're broadcasting across Jamaica on 99.1, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9 on the FM band. I introduce him most times by using a line that suggests that my 30 years in the music industry pale into insignificance when compared to his over close to 60 years or something like that in the business. And I will continue to say that, my brother and my friend. Good morning, Freddie McGreggor.
Greetings. Greetings, Richard, and greetings to the listeners.
Yeah. What's up, bros?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's really nice getting up this early in the morning.
It really is?
Yeah.
You actually mean that, right?
Yeah.
But you'd have had to do that many times. Sometimes when you're touring.
Yeah.
Look who's coming in while we're talking. No, Chino there. Chino McGreggor is in the building, and we'll bring him in on this act in a short while. But yeah, for all these years of touring, Freddie, waking up at this time is really not something new to you.
It's something we're accustomed to. I guess it just happens constantly because it's like every day you feel like you're on tour. There's something you miss always. And when a cycle kind of registers in your system, it never really leaves so easily.
Seeing. Is touring still a part of what you do
yes,
a lot of?
Except Corona.
Yeah.
But my last event was London, which was actually postponed with David Radigan. And postponed for about 3-4 years because of the Corona situation. But it's still scheduled for June of next year. So
okay, you're looking forward to that. But you're also doing a lot of things on your own and some big plans, I understand. I don't know how much of it you want to tell us about, but I'm hearing Africa on the agenda. Chino, you might be getting some pre-release information if Daddy decides to indulge us this morning.
No, I want to tell you something, though. Chino is also a part of that.
Okay. So ain't nothing new right here, Chino. We have another microphone that Chino can get one, all right? Yeah, why not? Good morning, Chino. Welcome, man.
Yes, Chino. Greetings.
Yeah, so, but what is the plan, if you can tell us a little bit about that?
Because me as a youth, I grew up African-minded over the years, you know?
Yeah.
Especially since 1975 when we formed 12 Tribes of Israel as a Rastafarian organization. And
yes.
the whole Africa thing became more deeply instilled. And, you know, you start studying the culture and start understand what going on. So my thing was always Africa, one at a time, to actually do some work in Africa. More consistently, and then went to Kenya like 3-4 years ago, 5 years maybe, and had one of my most memorable concerts, I would say, because it never rained for months in Kenya, and when we finally arrived, it started to rain, and so we thought the show was going to be postponed because of the rain, but no, over 5,000 people stood in the rain.
OMG.
And decide say no, I'm gonna wait for Freddie a long time.
Yeah.
Recognize what I go on to. I just tell myself, so if people are gonna wait out there, me I go do the show too.
In the rain.
Yes, so for the next 3.5 hours. Yeah, we're just out there performing and most wonderful. Because I have a real fan base in Kenya.
Great,
definitely. So
Freddie, you have a large fan base everywhere in the world.
Well, yes, but Kenya in particular,
in
I understand
Africa, what you're saying.
Seriously. And so a tour is being put together now called Africa Here I Come 2022.
Yeah.
And so dates are coming in. We're getting dates.
So it's not just Kenya that you're looking at.
No. We're finishing in Kenya. The plan is September. Through to December because you have to look at rainy season in some other countries too. So we're planning to start on the West Coast. Okay. And we're ending up in Nairobi, Kenya for the December period.
All right. So that's this year.
Next year.
Oh, next year.
2022.
Okay, got you. Yeah, well, good luck with that, Freddie. You do all aspects of the business, and that is something that I've always said that I admire. You promote, you invest in events, you invest in your studio, you have your next generation coming through. I keep talking about what happened at that club in New York when Chino and Steven were on stage and we were standing in the VIP area, and you said, Richie, this is what I live for, to see my children carrying on the baton in the effective way that they have been. You must be a proud dad.
Yeah, I am. I am Chino, Stephen, Shima, even Zosha. It's great, and the grandkids them just follow suit. So it is what we do, and I guess it's running out blood, and
Yeah.
that's why I keep
Yeah, man.
recurring.
I remember the early days when Chino, I'd see him on maybe a show in Bermuda, young little boy going out there doing a little thing in the early stages before the big man came on stage. Look at him now. Morning, Chino. How you doing, sir?
Give thanks, morning.
It has been a journey, hasn't it?
Yeah, give thanks,
Yeah.
Give thanks.
You grew up around royalty, seeing Daddy doing all that he has done. How influential was Daddy on your own career?
Yeah, I mean, everything that I and we know musically and personally, or most things, is as a result of him. You know what I mean? Both the literal teachings and just observing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just leading by example. So, I mean, we learn from one of the best. So, you know what I mean? It's a great thing. And we'll give thanks.
Without a
We'll give
doubt,
thanks.
without a doubt. And you're also, no doubt, quite happy that you're able to see, for him to be here, to see his works being manifested through you and the next generation
Yeah,
of
for
McGregors,
sure.
right?
That within itself is a blessing.
Yeah, man. Freddie, I have to ask, when you started in this industry 50 odd, 60 years ago, did you even for one moment think that it would have lasted as long as it has and been as successful as it has turned out to be for you?
No, sir.
And even for the culture, really?
No, but you know something, I was always optimistic about the fact that I want to be a singer and I want to perform all over the world. 'Cause as a youth, that's what I used to see in my imagination. I see myself, I go foreign and you shut your eye and foreign look like a pure gold. And you know, because you listen to some other artists at the time where I inspire you to, non-Jamaican artists. So this is something I really wanted to do. And when we take on music at 7 years old, when I came to Kingston, like me I talked to Roger a while ago and give him the joke. And when Ernest's mother paid my fare to come to Kingston in
Ernest
1963, yes.
Rest in
God,
peace.
Yes, rest in peace, and God bless his soul. She just said to my mother, Tiny, them I go town next week, a record, and them now left him, you know.
Yeah.
And my mother and Ernest's mama were good friends, and my mom said to her, but Jet, I mean, I have the money for send him. And she said, no worry about it, I get paid next week. I should work at Veer Technical High School and got paid every second Thursday.
Okay,
Call
yeah.
it fortnight.
And
that's how I ended up in Kingston with Ernest and Peter Austin, who were already members of the Clarendonians.
Clarendonians, yeah.
And I guess upon arrival at Mr. Dad's studio, and everybody asked Ernest, hey, look, brother, that and I say, yeah, man, he can sing. Hey, guys, sing make them here. And when you make up a little song named Roll Dumpling Roll, if you want to know dumpling sweet, dip it in a coconut time.
That's the only song you had at the time, right?
Yeah. We look at song when we make up and the big man them used to give me threepence and twopence and the tiny boy sing the dumplings. So that kind of became popular in my community. And, the same thing happened at Studio One, and then all of the musicians them started like this youth and
With the dumplings.
right, yeah. Mr. Dad quickly took me on because I guess him recognized the talent from then.
Yeah.
And then immediately took me to live at his house. And that's how the whole thing just started develop until. But you know, it's a long journey.
It has been.
And one of the things where I remember mostly is when I look on Bob video and I see Ziggy and Steve and them on the stage and you know, I learned everything. It reminds me of being in Japan one summer. I think it was for Japan Splash or Reggae Sun Splash.
Yeah.
When Chino and Steve was little youth, you know, them up on the stage, and I think Steve even turned him cap back way.
Okay.
And run out to the mic and
Wow.
bust up the place, about 75,000 people. So looking back now, it's really a journey, and to see them youth come through and Chino get himself involved as a Grammy.
Oh, yeah.
And win at so too, Stephen.
Yeah,
I mean, amazing.
It is.
And enough of the things that will never happen for me, it can manifest through them. So
Indeed.
the journey continues.
Yeah, man. Proud of you, Freddie. Chino, Daddy started with this little dumpling song. Did you start with the porridge or what was your first song?
No, definitely not.
Not the dumpling
not
or no
even
food
that.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Your first song actually that brought you to prominence was what?
The first breakthrough song was a song called Leg of the Boy.
With Kip Rich. Yes.
Big up Kipper.
You were still at high school at the time, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If memory serves me right, I think I was around 15 thereabout.
Okay.
So I was still trying to figure it out. Love music, but you know what I mean, didn't quite find much sound and direction as yet. Still searching, you know what I mean, until we got to this stage, and we're still growing too.
Do you realize that your name is called when people are talking about some of the great lyricists of our time, Chino?
Interesting.
You've heard it, right?
I've heard it.
You have a way with words, boss.
Yeah, give thanks. I mean, that's
you agree,
an
right,
honor.
Freddie? Yeah, he does.
That's an honor. I mean, I'm a big fan of lyricism and storytelling and, you know what I mean, great songwriting.
Yes.
You know, so when I approach writing or recording, I put myself in fun mode. You know what I mean? I approach it the way how I would want to consume it. So,
got you.
Yeah, being seen as that, you know what I mean? That's
man.
a humbling feeling within itself.
We spoke recently on your last project, which came out.
Yes, The
how was it?
Process.
Yes, The Process. How is it doing?
Yeah, so far so good. We're still working it, still campaigning it. It's been considered for a Grammy nomination.
Good luck,
So,
good luck, good luck.
yeah, that within itself is a win.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Freddie, what are you up to outside of the tour that you mentioned? Musically, you still recording?
Recording, yeah, man. I have
Okay.
2 albums that come up now.
2?
2 albums.
Wow.
We just completed the album with Stingray.
Out
in
of
the
England?
UK, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Dilly are family. We're
Yes.
blood family. So
Okay, cool.
we do a lot of work together. And we just completed an EP. And that's slated to come out next summer. And myself, I've been putting an album together before Dalton passed away.
Oh.
And we already laid over about 12 tracks.
Okay.
And just never had the time since, you know, to really get back to it. But patience is a virtue, and we're not rushing it because we have time.
Yeah.
So I have enough time to put this other album together, which is a full-length album.
Okay.
And so we're going to have probably album in 2022 and in 23 or 24.
Okay.
So I'm kind of ahead in terms of that. I'm not really have to rush because we have the studio.
Yeah.
We can do a thing. Also, I can squeeze it to you because it won't come anyway.
Okay.
But probably you should be the first to know.
Thank you, sir.
Because we've just done a new administration deal with Warner Chapel Music. And just signed off on that. And so we're looking forward to big things.
Publishing?
Yes, sir.
Oh, fantastic, Freddie.
Looking forward to big things from that
Yes.
situation. So
Yes, sir.
I know the press release going to come on,
Yes.
but Richie,
We're
I
breaking
know
you first
before
here.
we're back.
Warner Chapel.
Yes, sir.
All right, in business with Freddie, that's a good look. Freddie, we're celebrating with Inner Circle. We have a minute in this segment. What do you want to say to Inner Circle on this occasion that they're celebrating?
Oh, I wish them the same amount of years were gone already to come. Because we go way back. I remember Inner Circle. Inner Circle was when we had an Afro. When me in a generation gap, where we were Big Heel Boot and Afro, and Inner Circle was the same. Inner Circle used to appear like barcades on stage. You know, tie things around them head and waist and thing. Because that's where we were at the time, you know.
Yeah.
And we've come through that era until Jacob became a part of the group, and Inner Circle has not looked back since then. And I have so much respect for Raj and Ian and the entire family because what they have done in music for our music and for the culture and for music internationally has been amazing.
Absolutely.
Many of the greatest artists in America have passed through these studios.
These studios.
And
Circle
so
House.
do Jamaicans alike. So they have cemented themselves here.
Yeah,
where
big
that is
time, big
concerned.
time.
And we love
Congratulations
Inner
to them. Congratulations to you, Freddie. Congratulations
Thank
to
you,
you,
Richie.
Chino.
Give
Great
thanks.
seeing you as always, especially when you were catching up outside of Jamaica. You know what I mean? So big respects every time. We're live, aren't we?
Yes, yes, sir. We're live.
All right, yeah, we're good to go.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah,
Is it true that Thy will always be done?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I think that Miss Leela IK, who I rate,
She's in the news.
she is. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. She made some declarations, it seems.
She did, and I stand with her.
Ah.
I stand with her. We stand behind her. We support her. What I don't understand is why we're so concerned with what happens in other people's bedrooms. It baffles me.
We're too caught up with that, believe you
Way
me.
too caught up.
Yeah.
She's
And,
a beautiful soul that makes beautiful music, and that's all that we care about.
That's what we.
And that's all that we should care about.
That's what we fancy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a term that is quite topical too. Fancy.
Yes, fancy.
Yeah.
So Richie,
Yeah, but I wanted to say though that it seems like people are thinking that she was being preemptive because there might have been a situation, it seems, where it was believed that maybe photographs or other content might be published, and so it is suspected that she might have just made a preemptive move to say, hey. Like, hey, I'm into women and I make good music. So
and mind your business. I think that should have been mind your business. It is my business.
I haven't been able to see how it's being taken or viewed or what the reactions have been like on social media as yet.
I'm seeing a lot of I stand with her. There's been a lot of support. There's also people that are not supporting. We live in a very homophobic society. But hey, again, to each his own, and it is her business. We stand behind her as an amazing reggae artist, and we are looking forward to all that she is going to bring into the table.
Absolutely. Remember Diana King also came out and had some issues with the reactions of individuals as well. But she has been able to sustain herself and continue to do well. So all the best to Lila Ike as she continues to.
Absolutely.
I think she has some new music coming out soon too, which she kind of teased.
Yeah.
Lila,
which always gets me excited.
Yeah,
man. Send them over. Lila Ike is family, and we rate her. She also spoke about the fact that she is a victim of rape, which is something that we do not stand for here. Me being also a victor of rape, that is something that is a trigger for me. After between Tanya Stevens, I believe Diana King came out as well. This is something that we need to be talking about. So I again applaud her. It is not something that is easy to share. So again, we salute and applaud Lila Ike for expressing and sharing.
Yeah, and we want to just put it out there that we're asking those brothers who would even contemplate, even before you do the act, do not do it.
Look here now, Richie, this is not the platform at the time. Make we talk about Circle Fest here because
thank you.
Y'all get hot. All right, Inner Circle Fest 2021, Richie B is on location and he is doing his thing. I'm actually kind of jealous, Richie, because I would love to be in Florida with you. Although I love being here. Where I don't want to be is in Canada and or New York or anywhere where it gets cold. So
no, it's not that bad. When I spoke to Prezi, he said when he was leaving New York, it was like 47 yesterday. That's not bad.
I'm sorry.
For New York.
40 what?
47.
Those things are not in my vocabulary. Those degrees are no longer in my vocabulary. I'm sorry. I'm 3 years now living here, Richie. I don't even know what 47 degrees looks like. I don't want to know. Then. Okay?
Well, the New Yorkers are saying it's not that bad, but that's their language, not ours right now, right?
Yeah. Prezi, you can keep that. You can keep that, Prezi.
You go back to that this evening.
Exactly.
And he's smiling, so he obviously is looking forward to it with great anticipation. I don't know how he does it.
No. And I hear in Canada that it's like negative. I don't even know. It's negative. Whatever it is, it's negative, which is also not in my vocabulary. So we're sending you guys warmth out there in Canada and in New York and wherever you guys are in the cold.
Without a doubt. Of course, if you're hearing that voice that you're not accustomed to hearing at this time of the morning, that is Sin, Mrs. Clark, if you please. She's one of our CEOs. And she is, in fact, popping in just to share space with us and to keep the energy levels right where they ought to be.
Up and going.
Without a doubt. And I think we also have a guest joining us in a minute now, Sin.
Yes.
I think a well-known attorney at law who has been living in this region for quite some time is about to speak with us. And we're talking about none other than Mr. Lloyd Stanbury, who is our guest at this time. Good morning, Lloydie.
Hey, good morning, Richie B. What's up?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing? All is well with you?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say all is well, but, giving thanks and hanging in there.
Absolutely, Lloyd. We always look forward to talking with you. You are on this morning with us. It's a part of a celebration for Inner Circle, doing like 53 years in the music industry. It cannot be easy, and you've watched artists through the years do their thing, but for 53 years in the business, wouldn't you say that is quite a phenomenal achievement, Lloyd?
Absolutely. In fact, I've been thinking a lot over the last few years about Inner Circle and their accomplishments and how under-recognized, if there is such a word. They have been within the Jamaican community for persons who have had the phenomenal level of success that they have had, as artists coming out of Jamaica. Most people, don't, in my view, give them the level of credit that they are due as persons who have excelled as artists and also excelled as persons in the business of music. And I want to emphasize that last part, the business of music, because a lot of us don't do very well in the business of music, and they have done exceptionally well.
Without a doubt. But it brings into question, Lloyd, what can we do to sort of preserve our culture, to keep our legacy going, and to celebrate achievements like Inner Circle have achieved through the years?
What is happening today is an example of what we can do. Yeah, because I think by doing this event today, we will be showcasing, highlighting, presenting to those who do not know the accomplishments of a group that, people should, seek to follow. That is one way, I think, of preserving what we have created musically, by recognizing those who have done very well and telling our young people and older people about their accomplishments, so that we can, see the value in what our artists and our culture has brought to us as Jamaicans globally. This is an example of what we can do. Well, we need to go further, in my view, in providing young people especially with the information about the history of our music and what our artists have done, so that they get a better understanding of the value of this thing called Jamaican music and culture. I don't think a lot of our young people and even older persons are fully aware. One way of becoming more aware is by just looking at what happens in the global market, whereas a lot of people tend to focus primarily on what is going on in Jamaica, which is, it's very important what is happening inside Jamaica, but it is more important what is happening in the global space.
Yes. When you see an Inner Circle and a TeeJay, who is TeeJay obviously being a much younger generation artist coming together to work together on putting out new music, how does that grab you?
That is another good example of the things we need to do. This is why I'm saying that Inner Circle has not really been credited for the good work that they do, because he's not the first young artist, that they're collaborating with.
And they did Chronics as well, yeah.
They did Chronics as well, so that's a very good move, a very positive move, plus their influence on the younger artists will always be a good one. So yes, that's a great thing, and I hope they continue to do more of these collaborations with the younger artists,
What word of advice, as someone who has practiced law, especially entertainment law, for so many years, and have advised and worked with and helped so many players within the entertainment industry, if I should ask you, Lloyd, just to give a short word of advice, especially to the younger artists coming through, as to what they ought to do from Jump Street, in order to protect themselves and to move forward in the industry. What would you say to such an artist this morning?
I think, you need to, as a young artist, understand that you're getting into a business that is very complex. Yeah? So you're going to need to have people around you who can advise you, provide you with good advice, business advice, so you make the right steps very early. So I would say try to find yourself a manager. And the manager is not your cousin or your brethren, or your mother or father or the closest person to you that you trust. That could end up being a good manager, because we have seen several of those relationships that have turned out to be good. But a good manager is someone who knows about the business and has the necessary contacts and information to connect you as an upcoming artist with the right people. So getting a manager is the most important first step. I would think. And don't try to manage your business yourself. It's a very complicated business. And if you choose to use your brethren, sister, or relative, get them a manager. Yeah? No, seriously. And I've had those relationships. I've had relationships with artists and their managers, and their manager happened to be a relative or a close friend. But they saw fit to get the advice of someone who was more experienced, who could guide that manager. Yeah? So there's nothing wrong with having your friend as your manager, as long as you know that your friend doesn't know everything, and you're still going to need someone else to manage the manager, so to speak, or guide the manager. Yeah, but management is the most important first step, I would say.
Put forward. I thank you for that, and I'm sure that many are listening and are agreeing with you. Lloyd, what is going on at Ireland Society for Promotion of Artistic and Cultural Education? Anything you want to share on that?
Okay, so that mouthful of words is called Ireland Space.
Yes.
so Ireland Space is a non-profit organization that was established here in South Florida to represent Caribbean arts and culture and history. Yeah. And the non-profit organization established a Caribbean museum in Broward, in the city of Plantation. It's actually a year since it was opened. It was opened a year ago, almost exactly. So the museum, which is in the Broward Mall, tells the story of the Caribbean people. And by Caribbean people, we mean English, Spanish, French, Dutch-speaking Caribbean, or common history. The indigenous peoples that inhabited the Caribbean, slavery, colonialism, emancipation, and our place in this new world. How we have contributed in politics, in sports, in arts and culture. That story of the Caribbean, we're trying to tell that story through Island Space, and also provide a space for the Caribbean people to come together, to tell our own story, share our history and culture to the world. So that's, in a nutshell, what the Island Society for the Promotion of Cultural and Artistic Education is all about. Island Space is what it is called.
Okay.
That's what we're doing, yeah.
And it obviously keeps you quite busy and involved.
Well, I am a member of the board of directors. There are 10 members of the board, and we have a number of volunteers. So we tend to spread it around, and ask each person to make their input, because as I said, it's a non-profit organization, and we're just at the building stage, and we're inviting Caribbean people to support in whatever way that they can, so that the burden is not too much on any one person.
Got you.
Yeah, it does keep you busy, to do such a project. It's a very big project.
Well, listen, man. Well done, Lloydie. Proud of you, and great connecting with you this morning. And all the best going forward. And we'll definitely stay in touch. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure, Richie B.
All right. Take care. That was Lloyd Stanbury, well-known attorney at law. Focuses primarily on entertainment matters, and obviously involved in many other aspects of our culture, especially here in South Florida. Beside me is Roger. Next to Roger is, of course, TeeJay. And over in the far left is Ian. Good morning to all. Welcome to the bridge. Great having all of you. Roger, how are you feeling?
Yeah, man. Feeling really good,
Roger is from Inner Circle, and he's got stories to tell, I suspect. You can tell me about Circle House, how it came about. You can tell me about Inner Circle Band, how you got started. You can tell me about the successes. You can confirm with me that you have toured the entire world, I would suggest.
Basically,
there are many stories that you can tell me. Where do you want to start?
Well, first of all, we'd like to start with brother TeeJay, Uptop boss, Bridging.
Blessings.
It's good for link the young generation with the vibes and the good talent, because let me tell you something. You travel the world to play reggae music, you play all kind of different audiences you played before. A lot of people sometimes it's come up to us and say, boy, Inner Circle, reggae music is not reggae music anymore. It's too much this banga dance hall, and we want the real reggae, we want some, good reggae. I said, listen, man, you see them young youths that will come up. It is their thing now. Change is constant, and the level of talent vibes that come out that way, reflecting the same problem and the same social issues. Them bring it forth in their style.
So you are embracing what is going on with the younger generation, then?
What you mean? They are poets and prophets in their own vibe. Yeah, man. TeeJay
that must be very encouraging to hear, TeeJay, coming from a veteran like Roger.
Man from Inner Circle, remember me tell everybody, say, this song means a lot to me. I know how it will benefit my career.
You see that?
Yeah, man. If you hear them things right now, I feel proud, man. It's a joy. I feel like me I do something.
Yes.
Man.
All right, so in itself, he sees it as an achievement, making that connection with Inner Circle.
For real, I'm glad for that.
A band that is celebrating how many years this year? 53 years?
No. Don't carry the old man thing, Like the man said, I'm going to the mall. I look up the two pretty girls, and I'm leaving him number.
So we could leave that out.
And look at the up and say, Grandpa. I said, no.
Don't call me Grandpa.
I'm going to the grandpa side. But
Shall we say a few decades?
Blessing all over and blessing out to everybody who's listening in this morning, and really thankful that we can be here because, we have to give that shout out to many of the great legends that have gone by, Bonnie Wheelers, Toots, etc. So, blessings to them and the positive vibe that they have put from the 60s, laying the foundation of our island music that has captured the world.
Yes.
Captured the world. So the baton now passed to the TeeJays and to the Popcorns, etc., and the Chronics, etc.
Right. All right. Bringing in Ian from the other side. Ian, what's happening, bro?
Well, Richie B, as I said to Jamaica before, good morning. And I tell you a funny story. Sitting in a room where the song Baby Boy by Sean Paul and Beyonce was mixed and made.
Right here.
Right here.
Baby Boy by Sean Paul and Beyonce was recorded and mixed.
Right inside here.
Fantastic.
So, we have seen the biggest from Justin Bieber to you name them. And
Yeah,
all of them
is here often.
And all of them love the smell of the steamed fish. You understand?
It's like a lifestyle here.
Well, that's what we give them. From Puffy, you can call him. We can call him on speed dial right now.
Yeah.
And they must say, walk on, my youth.
I want Jamaica to understand what you're doing for the culture and for the music in this region. Name some of your clients who have come through Circle House Studios.
From Shakira, you can use a who's who of who's who. But each time that they come, it's the culture and the vibe that they come for. Kodak Black, every one of them.
Yeah.
You understand? They come for the culture and the vibe because they know what we stand for, and they feel like that emotion. Because we don't really come, on a starstruck thing.
Right.
We break them right down to ground zero.
Yeah.
And them just, what's up? When them leave here, them have the Jamaican experience. Because our culture and our vibe is electric.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every man want to talk. My you talk, what go on, bossy. you surprised and say, where you hear that from, boss, man?
Right.
But that's how it go, Richie B.
Even that.
So,
Big Ale is coming, and remember one time of Easter, and we cut up a bun, and so, say, what do you like? The next day, Tony Braxton come, where's that cake thing you had? That
bun and cheese.
Love the bun and cheese. Wow.
So, don't show what we have, What we have is good and great.
Yeah, man.
And we see the hip-hop influence that come on the new generation.
Yes.
But remember, say, we create hip-hop,
Without
It's
a
we
doubt.
first toast on the rhythm. And then them flip it in a New York. So just like how you name the bridge.
Yes.
We is the original bridge, Because we bridge it from there, to there, to there, to there,
Yes, and still bridging it.
Exactly.
TeeJay, how inspired are you when you look at what they have managed to achieve, and you're a younger generation artist coming through? We know that you've made some big investments. Some of them have made the news already and things.
Yeah.
But how inspired are you with what, say, an Inner Circle has done? Not just with the music, but on a business level.
Very inspired, and I always tell people whenever I'm in a room like this now with Inner Circle, that type of person would just like to listen, so I can learn something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I tell myself, I don't know nothing at all, So I always want to learn.
Yes.
You understand? I
Very
swear.
good way to
so
start, yeah.
anytime I'm in them spot, I like to just listen what I go on and observe and catch the vibes.
Yeah, man, but you have to remember, we too, when we were young, we had people looking up to and we don't really want to blow our horn alone.
Yes.
Because there's many, many legends that before us, Jimmy Cliff, Shaggy, Sean, there's a whole foundation that build this thing worldwide.
Worldwide.
Anywhere you go in the world, man, no regret. You know what I'm saying? Ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Without a doubt. And the crap coming up, man, I am very, 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 very happy, man.
What would you consider one of the highlights of your career, or can you give us two? Ian, let me throw that one to you.
Well,
there are so many, I know.
For me, one, the Grammy Award.
Yes.
Two, other distinction from your peers in Jamaica. And three, to see the response of Liquor in a Circle. Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And to see Will Smith and the big boys them come beside me and hug you and embrace and say, hey, your song, your one little song, make 3 major movie over $4 billion gross. It swell your head, but I mean, you have to just pump it back down and say, well, it's life, you know?
One of my greatest experience, really, really quick, I must get a remembrance of Jacob. And I remember when we just started really going to England, 1979, under Chris Blackwell. And Chris Blackwell said, what is considered now big festival. This was the Reading Festival in 79. Is now the bigger one, them now 500,000 people or whatever.
Right.
So the man never want to have a this festival. The man said, reggae? No, 79? No. Remember, you know, Bob out there, but we are come, but never. So Jacob said, oh, are we dead, man? I said, well, Jake, this don't look good enough. Because the man keep shifting us, you know. So if you have a big fight, and Mike Tyson going to fight, if you fight after that, everybody not gone, nobody no business. So them put all the big stars for and then call because they never wanted us. And that is what I really remember. When Jacob go out the man and back off the shirt, man, and the belly fly at the man, and rip it up, man. The press right the next day, you know, English press rough. Yeah. Them say, Inner Circle, that new reggae band from Jamaica, is one of the few bands that came to this big festival, not just for the money. Jacob.
Yeah, his soul rest in peace, man. What a phenomenal artist he was.
National hero. Wow. We need a stamp. We need a stamp there.
TeeJay, you made an appearance recently at the Icons concert in New York alongside Barrington Levy's Super Cat and many others. What is it like going out on that stage on that night?
Nervous.
Amongst the you were? Hold on. Really nervous. But you delivered a fantastic set. What are the reviews
at the time, when we reached on the stage and I realized, said, no, TeeJay, you have to do what you have to do. You know, I have to just do it. Just sing from my heart, you understand? Yeah, because Sharon already been put in the work and Sharon was like, make me proud, you know. Make me proud.
Yeah, that Miss Burke?
Yeah, at the time, Sharon alone on my shoulder feel like the world.
Oh, gosh.
And the pressure, and so I have to make Sharon proud. Because remember, we take up this poor old lady in the front.
Edit.
No, for real. But remember, Sharon is like a mother to me. And the way Sharon believed in me at the time and every time I did have to just do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I have to just drop the nervousness and the shyness and just go out there and just sing.
And you
from
delivered a fantastic
remember, you're up on a stage with Super Cat, Konshens, Barrington Levy, Dexter Dabbs, Baby Shab. Come on, man. Come on. White Cliff. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Big stage.
Yeah, man.
I was really proud of you on that night. And you have an advantage from where I sit, TeeJay, because you sound like a singer when you feel like.
Yeah.
And then you sound like a hardcore DJ on other songs. So you are quite versatile and talented. And I'm sure that is also one of the things that attracted Inner Circle to this young man, wouldn't you say?
This young man have a natural talent. Coming from the musical perspective, you have a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, next year I get in trouble. Many of them who cannot stay on key, don't have that natural kind of sound. This bridge have the natural package from the Almighty God give him that talent.
But if I can say one thing about TeeJay,
tell us.
Him no need auto-tune.
That's what I'm getting to.
That's the problem. A lot of them get caught in the auto-tune sound. So when the auto-tune broke down, them pop down.
When Sharon prayed, people say, why this youth will come for something kind of bad, man?
Yeah, man, at the revival church, you know.
Now, take us to the song that we're promoting and premiering today. Title and how it came about and what's the message in the song.
Well, Brother Richie, TeeJay can tell you that more than I can tell you.
All right, TeeJay, take it.
Well,
Itself still, you know.
Riches.
Yeah,
We Are
Riches
Pree.
We Are Pree for the area. It's a song where, remember as me tell you now, you know, when Sharon Bird upon your shoulder, it's the world upon your shoulder, you know. When Sharon Bird called me and said this is Inner Circle, you know. Before she finish the name, I was like, bad boys, what you want? You think me an idiot? I forgot studio right now. So we voiced like two song on the rhythm before we even chose that song.
Really?
Riches We Are Pree for the year, and trust me, the vibes, everything, the natural. It's not like one of them rhythm where producer just send you and you get it at the house and we just vibes that with a friend and everything. We're actually in at the studio.
Together.
Building it together.
Yeah, building it together.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, it was really good. I swear, great feeling.
What's the feeling from Inner Circle's perspective on the outcome
Well,
of this track? Yeah.
The positiveness. We're so-called in the pandemic coming into the new year. Everybody is anticipating. You understand? And the riches not only mean money, but it mean from the art too. You know, the spiritual side. The riches. Jamaica, every corner is a church.
True.
You know what I mean? So we need that reinforcement for the people to really feel proper. You know what I mean? So, Riches We Are Pree every time.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.